There you go.
Okay. Okay. I'd like to welcome everybody to Public Works meeting at Trade and Transit 2, Tuesday, January 30th, 2024. And I think we're like 2:32 at the minutes, and we're doing this meeting by remote. We have 3 items on the agenda today. First item on the agenda, let me see, do we have Scott Livermore and Bill Scott?
They're here.
Okay, good. Okay, now I see them. I would like to have a discussion on the levy. I know there was a meeting last week and I didn't get the information to go to the meeting, and I would like to know if Bill, can you update us on what happened at the meeting?
Let's see, which meeting? So many meetings.
I know.
About the levy.
The one with the
Oh my
county.
gosh.
I think it was the one with the county bill.
Yeah,
the
one
county
with
one. Yes. So that was basically getting everybody at the same table in the same room, and getting everybody on the same page, going over different projects that are in the works. For instance, the county is handling the cross pipes, the bidding of that was put out the bid. The bids come in way too high. So that's going to be rebid, and possibly with a smaller amount of cross pipes involved. We have to get some information from the company, Jordan Services, I think it was, Scott, that did the testing.
Right.
The inspection, the video inspections of the pipes back last year at some point. I have been in contact with them trying to get it's a summary, an engineering summary of that inspection that the county is going to use to basically eliminate some of the pipes, to get a lesser amount of pipes, so we can get it down to the bid range where it needs to bid, because the bids come in way too high. And the rest of the meeting was just about, coordination of everything else. We're doing the electrical pump station upgrades for, let's see, our Spring Run, Mill Race, and Arch Street, for instance. And then the what's the other one, Scott, with WSP? Oh, the relief wells.
Right. Yep.
I think council approved that at the meeting there a few weeks ago.
Yes, we did.
Yes, the design for the relief wells. Yeah, that's basically what the meeting was about, just to get everybody on the same page, because there seems to be a lot of different, groups.
Did we miss anything, Randy? I know
What?
you were on board there.
Yeah. There's quite a bit, and I don't know if you got the email. I did include everybody, I think, on council. I know I did, but Bonnie, Shannon would like to do a work session with City Council to get us up to speed on everything, because there are a ton of items. And Bill, did we get, I know she mentioned they were going to send out a chart, with all the times on it and everything.
I don't think I received anything about that yet. I'll double check. Right.
Randy, I take it you went to the meeting then, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And then I guess, I wasn't, forgive me for that, I'm missing that. But
That's okay. Yeah.
I guess Shannon and I were on the same page. That's just why I wanted to have a discussion today, not even knowing that was coming up, because there is so much so many different parts that are supposed to be moving at this point.
Yes.
Well, here's one thing they talked about in the engineer. Well, Gaz wasn't there, but Taylor Weathers, I think was her last name, was there. And she said, and she gave us some updates, but as far as the relief wells, WSP, the engineering firm, is, they're going to do their study first, and then there's going to be bids go out and all of that. So it really, it'll be in the third year that the relief wells will get done. So the next 2 years are preparation for that, because they have to study all the relief wells, because they can possibly increase the size and reduce the number of wells. She said back when the wells were put in, they thought more was better, and they could cover more area. But you know, now that there's more information and things have progressed as far as infrastructure and how it's built, that she said, you know, they'll be looking at it from that angle. So yeah, there's things are constantly evolving in this, the farther we go into it. And but we did get a good report from Leon Skinner as far as the Army Corps. They're aware that, you know, we're being proactive, that everybody's involved. You know, we're bringing in grants and money and so forth and so on. So we're in good standing there. And
You know, I think that the thing that's so frustrating, and I've said this so long, we've been working on this for almost 13 years.
oh yeah, yes.
And we have yet to really break ground on any fixing. We have spent more money on engineers and studies.
Yes.
And it's just so frustrating. And here we're going to have another study, and it's, you know,
Yeah.
it's never ending.
Well, we're at the mercy, in, you know, I'm not saying this in a bad way, not a derogatory way, but we are, let's say, under the authority of FEMA, PEMA, the Army Corps. So they, you know, when something needs to be done, they want a study done, which, I mean, it's expensive, but it makes sense. You know, it's like measure twice, cut once. So everything has to be nailed down. It's a rather complex issue when you take into account everything that has to be done to make assured that we're going to be able to meet the specs that they require.
So are they starting the relief wells at this point, or are they just doing the study first?
No, they have to do the study. Yeah, like I said, it's 2 years out before they're going to put anything in the ground. So we got 2 years of studies and preparation and getting bids out, and then that third year. So would you say 13 years? We'll just tack on another 3 and another couple there, and you'll begin to see some. I think the cross pipes might be, I don't know if they're easier to do. I think they're, I mean, if they, because
it gets confusing,
what they
doesn't it?
talked about was inserting the pipes that they can, you know, inserting plastic there. So if that, I think that would make it quicker. But
well, that's what they're doing with the infrastructure. The water authorities with the infrastructure in our city underneath.
Right. Yeah.
Which is a less expensive route to go to a certain extent.
Right.
No, you know, it's amazing. You know, just to go back those 13 years, I can still remember Bill Wright walking into the Public Works meeting and saying, this is what has to be done.
Yeah.
And this was not long after, you know, Katrina. And at that point, you know, they were talking about $8-9 million. And of course, we were having a coronary with that. At this point, you know, over the years, they said it's going to be like 25 million over. And I think we're going to be reaching that point because things keep on evolving.
It does sound like that. Yeah, that we're going to hit. We're going to hit at least 20 million, I'd say.
Exactly. Vince, do you have any questions about this?
Questions, no, but
Statements.
Well, we talk about, oh yeah, we're gonna hit at least 20 million like that. You know, normally when you hear those kinds of numbers, you're going, yeah, what are we raising funds for? This, I'm going, oh
Yeah.
my, geez. Um, no, I'll hold my statements to myself for right now. Questions, I don't have any, but thank you, Randy, for being there at that meeting and in
Sure.
attendance.
Yeah.
I
Mr.
really appreciate it, Randy, that you were there.
We got
Bill,
Scott,
Bill,
Bill.
you've gotten into this in a whole, I guess you didn't realize how much this was a complicated deal here with the levy. You've got a lot on your
Yeah.
plate.
Yeah,
Oh.
it keeps getting bigger and bigger as I keep listening on these meetings, and I'm
Yeah.
just in awe with how long it's been. And so, yeah.
But we have to keep on moving, because if we don't, we all know that companies will not stay here because flood insurance will be
Mhm.
out of sight, and some companies won't even be insured with flood insurance. And I guess that's okay at this point, since we are moving forward. Don't you feel like you're dealing on our side like a baby learning to crawl? You know, we haven't even gotten into taking the first step and walking, because there's so many complications. And, you know, it's, I mean, the reports can fill a room at this point. They really could. And, you know, I don't know if we actually have a total figure of what it has cost us so far. You know, I know a couple of years ago, I asked for a spreadsheet, especially from Wood. Well, they're not Wood, but what we have paid them. And what's interesting with that is that there was only 2 companies that did this with levies. Do you remember that, Randy?
Yes.
We went with them, and now there's probably, I don't know how many companies, because look at, they're all making an arm and a leg out of this,
Mhm.
you know, and you know, and it's amazing what Katrina has created, and it's
Yeah.
this way for everybody across the country. But we have to keep on, you know,
Right.
moving forward. Bill, do you have any input? I mean, we had one incident with this was near Memorial Britain, yeah, the Memorial Park, okay, in that area, that had to be done. Scott, do you remember, you know, what streets, I'm drawing a blank here, where they couldn't get the vehicles down there to even start work? I remember John Sanders talking about this. Do you know what I'm talking about for the levy? Nope,
I
everybody's got frowns. Okay, I'll have to go back in my notes and find out, because they couldn't continue something because of the position of the highway and so on and so forth, where everything was located. Okay. So I'm gonna have to go back on my notes on that one. And that was getting to get costly too. And everything was put on stop, Bill. Okay, it really was,
Yeah,
because of the way where it was located with the problem. But it's
I know up at Dewey Avenue, there's some confusion up there because of you know,
Yeah.
the levee used to be up there. I guess when they built the bypass, I'm learning all this.
that's it.
And
That's
PennDOT kind of just removed the levee and put a wall in, and did not really get permission from, you know, FEMA to do it. And we can't find records of this wall, how it's built. And that's all the part that they're doing the SQRA right now, the risk assessment and the study. And they're trying to find out what the wall's made of. And of course, that affects the overtopping and all that good stuff.
Bill, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, the
That's
High
what I
Street
was
Bridge
talking
up there. Yeah.
So we're
I just
still,
want to add on the Councilman Allison was saying about the relief wells there. Yes, it is like a 2-year. We're 2 years out, you know, of design, study, and all that. And a lot of that is borings. They're going to do a lot of borings because they have to find out what the actual material is. As he was saying, before they just stuck, you know, a certain well, spaced them out. Now they don't want to do that. They're not going to just simply go out and replace all the wells. They're going to put them where they're actually needed and size them accordingly. And that's a big part of this effort.
well, from what we understood, there were some that they couldn't even get parts for at this point.
Yeah.
And that's another problem why it have to be rebuilt. But you know, I think we have to let everybody know in the city that we're all protected. There's no, you know, we don't, you know, have to worry about any floods or anything. There is protection. What we're talking about is making this better all the way around.
Yeah.
And it's just taken a long time to make this better all the way around.
Yeah.
So, if if you get any information, Bill, could you please send it to me?
Yeah,
And, Randy, you said you were gonna get, something, an email on, what was it about the meeting? A workshop, a work with council, which
Yeah,
I,
I passed that on to Adam to make contact with her and, so he could set it up with all of us and her. Um, and we, we don't have the spreadsheet, but let me give you few numbers here that they shared on the money that's there now. Of course, we have the $8 million earmark. The 5.6 million EDA grant that there's another grant of that nature from EDA, but we have to spend the 5.6 first before we get the next one. So then there's 1.75 million RACB.
mm-hmm.
South Williamsport has $500,000 for their cross pipes.
Yep.
Whatever ARPA money we may have, and there's Congressman Muser has put in for a $3.5 million earmark for broad-based flood control system, which we would qualify for. So, we need to. That's all good stuff that's in the pipeline, and hopefully we can keep that pipeline fed.
well, if you look at that, what it comes to figure wise, we're talking 8, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, like
18.8.
18. Yep, thank you. You're fast. That's I was adding it up. I mean, right there, that's a lot of money, and that's before ground is even broken.
Yeah. But that's what we'll have available to spend. So
And you only set the one with Muser, the 3.5, he's put in for a grant. But the what do we have to, the EDA, we have to spend the 5.6 before we get another grant.
yeah, we have the 5.6, but we have to we need to get on that and spend it. And then we'll get we're qualified to get another grant from.
Okay, so that then, and would it be the same amount, did they say, or they wouldn't?
She may have said, but I mean, you never know what things can change over time. So
Oh, how well we know that one. Well, it's moving forward.
yeah,
And that's all we can say at this point, but Randy, you and I have sat through this for so many years, and we also realize that things change daily at times.
right. Yeah.
Because you have two different departments that really don't acknowledge the other department or agree with what the other department is doing. And that's one of the things. The one thing that we do have to check with Adam and the mayor is what if the 2 mil that was put aside for the levy from ARPA, to make sure that's there and see where we are with that.
Yeah, I have a call in about that, so I'm waiting to get some answers there.
Yeah, somebody said that, they didn't know where it was, but we do have to find out. We have to make sure that that's there. We can't ignore, we have to put our share in constantly. We really do.
Yeah.
So, Scott Livermore, do you have anything to add to this?
I don't. Randy hit all the high points there about that meeting. Is all we can do is keep moving forward and try to keep this at the top of the list of communication with the county, and me and Bill will do our part to what we can do.
I think we should all be appreciative of what the county is doing.
Yes.
I mean, it took them a while, to get to working with them. And once they did, they've been very helpful all the way around. So thank God they are working on this. I hope they're going to be making plans and arrangements to go to Washington to see about what else we can get from Washington. Because even though some of this is earmarked, we've got to make sure that people are there pushing it. Because we know how earmarks work. You just can't say, oh, it's earmarked and then sit on it. You've got to be pushing. which we learned that out really fast with Senator Yaw when he found out we didn't have some stuff earmarked and how important that is. Bill, do you have any other questions?
No, Councilman Allison hit it right on with the breakdown of the funding and everything. I'm just looking over my notes from the meeting. Yeah. No, I don't have anything else to add at this moment.
Very happy that you're with us, Bill.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We really are, thrilled with your knowledge and everything. And it's a joy to have you, and you can answer questions for us as well as with Scott, and keep us informed. But let's find out about getting a meeting together with council and keeping them up there. That's really why I wanted this meeting, because we haven't talked about it. We were so busy with budget and everything.
Right. Yeah.
So, so I'm happy that, we're all on the same page. So we'll get to that as soon as we can. And I'll talk to Adam about it. And who did you talk to, Randy? You talked to about setting up a meeting. Did you talk to Adam? Or
I talked to Shannon first, then I called Adam. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, let's make sure he doesn't, he usually remembers all this, so we can.
Oh, he does. Yeah, no, he's on too. He's
Okay.
on top.
Yeah, he's good. He's got a great mind. Well, I thank you guys very much for going to the meeting and coming to this meeting to inform us. It's, and we do have to keep on top of this. We really do, to keep everything moving and whatever we can do. So thank you very much. Next item on the agenda is Gary Narr. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
I can see there. I can see you. Welcome, Gary.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is a right-of-way agreement for PP&L utilities.
Yeah, what this is up at the Kafka Training Center there along the Dike levee system is that's where their training center is, and they're trying to get additional power up there. And this is just merely a right-of-way agreement between PP&L Utilities and the city, allowing them to encroach within the city's property up there. It is outside the levee system and the requirements to do anything additional. This was reviewed by Austin. And again, what they're merely trying to do is get additional power up there that will enhance their training abilities up there. Again, like I said, it's off of the Dike levee system. It's a stretch and it's a right-of-way agreement. It's just pretty much a standard agreement.
Is that on 3rd Street?
Yes, it's up there by the recycle center. You turn right before you get the recycle center down in there, and brings you in back of the Dike levee system where the training center is.
I didn't know there was another way to get in there. Okay. I know what you're talking about. I think, they have to do what they have to do. So any questions for Gary? Vince?
Nope, no questions.
Randy?
Nope. He answered the only one I had was, did the fire company ask for this extension of the electrical system? And he answered that one. So I'm good to go.
Fantastic. Gary, thank you very much. Short and sweet, and thank you for sitting in on all this. I apologize. I should have let you go first.
Nope, that's fine. Like I said, remember, I've been here 12 years or more, so I know exactly what you're talking about when you talk from the John Grado era.
Oh my God, yes.
This and Woods, if you remember when Woods was first involved.
Yeah.
So I've watched this whole process go as well.
It's been an education for us all. And it's like, it blows your mind that this is where we still are. But I thank you very much, Gary. I guess we'll see you either Thursday or on Zoom, one or the other.
I will be there Thursday.
Okay, fantastic. Last item on the agenda is any related items. Randy, Vince, do you have anything to add?
I don't.
Anything from the administration here with any related items? Nope. Okay, fantastic. I thank you all for the meeting. It was informative. And I guess we're going to try seeing everybody as soon as we can to have a meeting with council. So I thank you and see you all Thursday. Okay.
Take care.
I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Take care.
Thanks. See you, everybody.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.